You meant to come up here, sunshine.
Yes, I come to talk to you.
Thank you, Mama Money. Thank you for talking to me, Alexa. I am too. How you doing this morning? Oh, you on spring break? Or they on spring break?
Yep, they on spring break. Lord Jesus, pray for me.
Do you have any plans with them?
No. I
What you
gotta
go?
go to Texas.
Oh, that's right. Are you packed? Did your dresses come in?
Hell no, I ain't packed and no my dresses ain't got here. So I
Really?
ordered the dresses and they coming from China, I guess, China, and they gonna take forever. So I don't even think I'm gonna get them dresses, so I had to order some more.
Okay. Are they gonna
They
come sooner?
don't get here to the ninth and I leave the 10th. So I hope they get here.
Ma'am, you should have just went to the store and got something. But it's not an easy task when you got children, so I can understand.
Well,
Not
I
like
ain't got no
you can
car.
go
I
shopping with
still
them.
don't have a car yet. I ain't went and got no car yet. So I'm renting cars. And I'm in a rental now. I gotta take it back today.
Oh wow.
So I don't feel like going out getting in no store. I don't even feel good today, really, to be honest. I don't even think I'm finna work. I'm finna clock out. Cause I don't feel good.
But can you rest though?
No, I won't be able to rest either, but
That's just like if I can see if you could clock out and then you could just rest and be in your bed all day. But I don't think you could be able to be in your bed all day either.
no, I won't. I'm gonna be working on the other computer. I just won't be working for TurboTax. I don't feel like fooling with their damn client.
Oh. But when is taxes due? I mean, not due.
April 15th.
You say April what? 14th still?
15th.
15th. It used to be 14th?
No, you just gotta mail it out by the 14th if you mailing it.
Okay. Okay. And I'm the type of person that always got money back, so I always do it as soon as January 31st comes around. So I'm always in the beginning. So I never knew what that April cutoff line is. But my oldest son, for some reason, my youngest son knows how to do his own taxes. The 19-year-old could do his own taxes, but the 28-year-old's like, Ma, can you do my taxes for me?
Oh,
So he owes money this year. So of course he's waiting for the very last minutes to do it. So, but he could get an extension, right?
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either, especially when you're 28 years old. Because what happens is he had custody of my grandson, so he was used to getting back that earned income credit, and so this year the mother wants to claim him, and I for some reason he told her it was okay, and so now, and I told him not to do it, and then of course he did let her do it, and now he owes money. And I was just like, I said, you got used to that earned income credit. Now you're gonna end up owing money. And then I'm like, well, did she give you money out of that? He was like, she gave me $400. I was like, really? She only gave you $400? Meanwhile, you over here raising my grandson. Sucker. Sucker.
Yep. He got used to the earned it. Well, not necessarily earned income credit, but all of it because he didn't get the child tax credit either.
Yeah,
So he
exactly.
missed two.
He missed two opportunities, and I got trying to tell him, but I guess he was trying to be a nice guy. I guess because he's been doing it on it. He's been doing it for 4 years, claim my grandson. I guess they were like trying
Hmm.
to, yeah, dummy. Now you owe, stupid.
Yeah, and the smartest thing to do is the person that makes the most money, let them claim the child because you'll get more back. The
Get
earned
more,
income is less when you make less money.
right, and that's the thing. And I was telling, and then and then if I'm making more money, like then I will go ahead and give the other person. Like if I'm getting back $4,000 back, I could give the other person some of that money so they don't have to pay taxes, right? So it could kind of like balance off. But
Yep.
that would be the logical thing.
Yep,
But people
because
don't do.
the person with the least amount of money gonna owe less taxes. So you let the person with the most money claim the child to get the most money back, and you'll
Right.
get enough to pay theirs off.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
would think that that's called communication and thinking about, we're doing it as a team, co-parenting type of thing. I guess not. People don't think that way. They think about, no, this is
Well,
my
no,
money.
my ex husband can't claim my kids.
They can't. He can't, right?
Nope,
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
let him.
neither one of my kids. I always claim them. I don't care what kind of child support you paying.
They don't stay with him. I know that right. They don't stay with him. Shit, all he do is pay child support.
Right.
Well, I ain't gonna say that. No, he come get him and stuff, but I don't want him to stop. Yeah, he do all that. He come get him and buy clothes and do all that stuff. So,
what they're supposed to be doing.
I mean, what hell? I was just finna say that. He's supposed to do that.
No, when my oldest one went to college. I mean, literally, my son went to college. I think that day I got child support papers to remove my his father off of child support. And I'm like, damn, he just got off the plane. You already wanted the child support to stop? And so we went to child support. And my ex was saying, well, I bought him school supplies and I bought him pencils and I bought and the judge is like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's not an extra. Just because you bought school
Lord have
supplies, that
mercy.
means you need to stop paying it. And then the judge even told them, because in New York, I think child support is up until you're 23. So he was just like, he's just like,
Yeah, they in college.
they're in college. And so he was like, well, he lives in a dorm. And so the judge was like, yeah, but he still has a room in her house. He was like, what's she supposed to do with the room? He still lives there, even though he lives in a dorm for, a couple of semesters, whatever.
Yep.
He still got to come home. So he was not happy that day. And I didn't give a shit. I was like, oh, well. And you acting like it was $96 a month. Like, seriously?
Damn. Now that
Fine over
wasn't that was
$96
a
a month.
Longhorns meal a month. That's all you got was a restaurant meal.
$96 a month. You fucking crying. And then when you after you paid child, like when finally it was over, because he bitched about it so fucking badly that I even said to my son, because I think if the child writes a letter that they're independent or whatever, then they don't have to pay it no more, right? So I said Shannon, just write them damn letter.
Not no damn more. Not no damn more.
No, so that doesn't even matter anymore.
No. Can't no child write no letter against no court order child support. That court order is till that child turn 18 or 23 if they're in college.
Well, at the time he was 19 years old. So at the time, so at the time he was 19 years old, he got a job in Arizona and moved to Arizona. So then I just told him, I was like, I'm not even gonna fight with your father about the child support no more. Just write the stupid ass letter so I can be done with it. So after that, they'll give you a listing of every single payment that they've made for the whole 19 years or whatever. He's gonna call me up and go, I gave you $42,000. And I'm like, did you do the math on that shit?
$42,000 over 19 damn years. Add that up.
And you complaining. I'm like, don't you make more than $42,000 a year? I was like $42,000, and he was
Shit, some of us pay $42,000 a year just to live in our house or apartment. Got to be. What is he talking? I'm done.
Oh, he was mad that day. He was like, I paid you. I gave you $42,000. I'm like, that math is not mathing at all if you think about it. But then what he really got upset about. Go ahead.
Tell him it took him 19 years to give you something he could make in 1 year.
In 1 year.
Make that make sense.
Right, because he's a teacher. So he missed in New York. So you making more than that in a year. So how the hell? I just never took him back, because to me it's like it was just too much aggravation. I just didn't, just leave me the fuck alone type of thing. I didn't need your money in the first, just leave me the fuck alone. And because in the beginning we was in court all the fucking time. So I was just over it. And but what happened was, because we never went back to court, he never realized that he was still paying for childcare for a 19-year-old. so he's like, and I've been paying for childcare for an 18-year-old kid. I was like, that's not my fault. You should have been paying attention. You should have took my ass back to court. I wasn't gonna say nothing about it.
No, he's paying child care because maybe did you get like one of those things where they give you credit for child care when you put the child in child care?
Right. Well, when I first went to child support, I think my son was probably, he was 5 years old, 6 years old. So there was child care, and it wasn't that. So he had.
That's what he paying back. He ain't paying based on the age. He have to pay back whatever they gave you. So that's what he paying.
Part of the child support order was $50 was a child support a month, and then it was an extra $40 for the child care. So it was part of the court order. So they had like two. You know, have all like with medical. Remember, like with medical, they have to have a certain percentage of medical. Like both of us have to have medical. So it was
Yeah.
that. So it was divided by $40 was $50 for child care. I mean, $40 for child care, $50. But again, we never went back, so he could say, "Hey, my son is not in child care no more. Why I don't have to pay the $40?" So it's just been on there, and I wasn't gonna say shit. I was definitely not gonna say nothing. You fuck it. That's not my responsibility. You should have been paying attention. So he was pissed off about that too. But again, that child support is fucking. But then they act like it's like the end of the world. Like, oh my god, it's not to pay child. Like you have, and the thing was crazy about that as well. Of his daughter.
Uh-oh.
Like, so you should know that it costs more than $42,000 a year to take care of a child. Because you take care of a child on your own. So why would you think that $42,000 is a lot of money over 19 years? Yeah, this one.
Well, I don't care if they cry.
I don't care either. I don't
I
fucking
cry.
cry.
I cry every damn day when I wake up and have to see these kids and do all this shit. So your turn.
Especially when they have a vacation and they have spring break and you got to sit there and entertain them, and your energy, your time is priceless. You can't put a price
So
tag
I
on
just
it.
like now I can't even damn work because I got these kids here. And they be so loud and they come busting all in the door and the people be on the phone talking about, who is that?
Right.
You got a loud background. Who's watching cartoons?
I love it. I mean, I love it for you. Right? I don't love it for you. I love it for me. Because you like, I was like, these kids driving me crazy. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could have loud noise in the background. I wish I could hear the
Sounds so
running.
numb to their ass. I don't know what to do. I'm just numb to it. I
And
hear it, but I don't hear it.
no, I understand that because what happens is now when my kids was gone, now I'm like, it's so quiet in here. Why is it so quiet? I need loud noise. I need to hear it. It took me a while to adjust to the quietness because I was just so, like you said, numb to it. You don't
Nope.
even hear it no more. You know how to tune your ear out. Do you, Mama Money? Do you remember the best birthday you ever had? This man, did you hear when that man said this woman gave him a down payment $20,000 for his birthday? I don't love him.
No, girl. Oh, Lord. I hope she was filthy rich.
According to this, and he said they were just friends, and it was his birthday, and she gave him $20,000 for a down payment on a house, and didn't want nothing in return. I was like, well, that's a good fucking friend.
Well, you know what? That's why I like to keep them friends with that kind of money, baby, because they don't care about that.
Obviously not.
That's why I be telling women that's why I want a man with money, because he don't care about no money. The
He don't
only
care
ones
about
care
money.
about money, the one that ain't got none.
Right.
And the ones that ain't got none, I don't want.
Girl, you
If
see
you
how
living check to check and I'm living check to check, it ain't gonna add up. Somebody gotta be living above the goddamn check. And we ain't gonna both be living check to check. That's not gonna work.
So where are those men at, Mama Money? Where are those men? where can we find those men that don't live check to check? Because they
Oh, you have to go to high end places to find them. So wherever they hang out at. I go to the golf clubs,
somebody told me that.
the
Somebody told me to go
airport.
to the golf club. I gotta go to the golf club.
The airport. You can
Oh,
go
the
to the golf
airport?
club, go to the country club. Yeah, go to
Lord.
the country club inside of the golf course.
That's what they
And
told me
then
to
if you at the airport, all of them be there because they flying everywhere. You want them.
happen.
They're the ones you got to see. Yeah, they
That's what
going on trips and shit, business trips and stuff
right.
like that. So you want to meet the ones in the airport. If they in the airport, they can buy a damn plane ticket. They already on the list. We'll see how much more you got. But
No, that's
and
why I
then you
wanted to
can
be an
go to
airline
like
stewardess. I wanted to be an airline
you can
stewardess, but
go
that's
to
why
like
I'm old man.
you should have been an airline student, girl. We would have been rich. We could have got us a prince or something
Well,
by this time.
when I got laid off, last year, I was like, you know what? I want to be an airline. But I mean, I've been applying. I must apply 4 or 5 times, and for some reason, I don't know why they just don't pick me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or because with Delta, and
Dang.
they were. I know because me, and I don't like planes, but I'll fly on a fucking plane if I can get to travel all over the place.
I
I will
want your
suck it.
discount.
And I'm saying we could be traveling everywhere. I be like, come on, you be on
I
that buddy
know it.
pass.
Absolutely. I'm gonna fly my ass right on the buddy pass. I'm ready to go.
Right. I will give it to you because I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's all the different places that we go to. Unless I'm not gonna give up. If it was for me, I'm gonna keep on. Every time I get that little email saying that they're opening up again, and I went to all different types of airlines, and for some, but Uncle Bernie told me one time, he's like, well, maybe you too short because I thought you always being because I'm 5'1", I thought they want like shorter people, and he was just like, well, I think maybe if you put down that you were like 5'3" or 5'4", they will pick you because you could reach the top. When you have to put the luggage on
What
above.
the hell is Uncle Bernie talking about? Them airline stewardess be so little. They be like little mini
But
me's. They so
that's
little.
that's what I
Honey.
thought too. That's what I thought too. They wanted the little petite, but he said because he travels a lot, so he was just saying that he's like that he noticed that the airline stewardess now are a lot taller and bigger than they used to be. So he was just like maybe they're just looking for a taller type of person. I don't know.
I
Good
bet they
morning.
ain't gonna feel good bending down walking through the damn plane. So I don't think they can be tall. If they supermodel side, they better go walk a runway, not a plane, because they ain't gonna have enough room. That's what I'm
Right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought too. But
so
he was saying there was also
they
a lot of
can't be
men. There's mostly a
tall.
lot of men there too. He said there's a lot of more men stewardess now than there were before. Like before, you had to
It
be a
is.
woman, and right. Well, men
It
are usually
is. He
tall.
right, but they need to put on a dress too. Most of them.
You so
They
stupid.
be ready. They be ready to wear a dress too. Most of them that's doing that.
You right. He said that too. He did say that too.
Yeah. Mm.
He did say that too. So I'm like, I don't know. But
Ain't
again,
too
if
many
it's for
men
me,
gonna pick that as a career. They may pick the pilot, but not
I'll
the
be a
airline
pilot, right.
stewardess.
They got to be a charge. I'm a
Mm.
man. I'm a
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna
they
fly
ain't.
planes. Right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them don't have ambition like that anymore. To fly the fucking plane. But I don't know. That would be my
That's
dream
why
job.
I
Anyway,
just
go back.
told you where to find the men with the money. You asked. Now I can find them, and I've had a lot of them because I normally be in places like that. So like, I've been in business for a very long
Right.
time. We're
Ooh,
not gonna
yes.
name all the years,
Right.
but
This is
events and stuff, events at hotels, when they having these weekend conferences and shit like that,
mm-hmm.
when they doing
Well, the
any
Johnny.
type of business event where they talking big money, big bucks, or big teams and big stuff, you got to go
Right.
through there when they're free. They be free, so you just
Okay.
dress them and go. The
And just what?
business
And
event,
just pretend like I'm part of the bit. Because sometimes I feel like I'm gonna be like I'm an
hell
escort or
yeah,
something.
you just act like
Picking
you
up a
with
driver.
everybody else. Act like you with everybody else,
Oh,
child.
okay. Like a wedding.
Or
What is
even
like a
go
wedding crashing?
online, huh? Like a
Like
what?
a wedding. Like a wedding. How they always say like men will crash a wedding so they could pick up the women at the wedding. So I'll be
Oh,
crashing
well,
business
you
trip.
crashing a business event so you can, yep, crash so you can get the man with the damn money. Hell, that's the purpose.
Okay, I'm gonna start googling. Remember because I don't know if was it Enclave? When the Omegas were down in Tampa for a conference. I was all over the place for that. I was like,
Yep.
I'm going. Yeah, I was like, they were everywhere. All I saw was purple. I was like, and matter of fact, I even because I saw Queen Jules had made a post about it, so I even inboxed her. I said, Queen Jules, where all these men at? She was like, you're gonna have to find them yourself. I was like, well, damn, okay. Well,
So
damn.
they have a lot of events about, especially the men, the men with the big money nowadays. They talking
Mhm.
about fintech. So I don't know if you know what fintech is, but it's AI. It's a form of AI. So that's why
It's
a
a
lot
form
of
of
them going
where
into
the
it, and
money is.
that's the way for them to set their companies up and make the money and just let it run. So I know men are very interested in AI because they don't have to do no damn work. They just put it in and it plays on its own. So they love AI. But yeah, so I see a lot of business men that do a lot of investing in big businesses running with that fintech. So they do have a lot of events and meetings for that, and they free.
And they're free. Oh,
You
so
just
but
gotta
then
go on.
do I
Go
have to learn
online and you
technical
can go
skills
at
still
some
in that?
group. Go on,
Do I
go
have to learn
online and you
technical
can go
skills
at
still
some
in that?
groups. No, hell no, you just going to meet the men. It don't matter about all that. Listen, so you find them in the groups, find these meet and greets or these meets or whatever in the groups, and just go and go talk to them, and then you'll
Okay.
snatch you up one. See, you'll get one just by the way you look. They'll be on you.
Ugh.
Yeah. You look all sophisticated and stuff, and then you
Oh,
dress
thank
up in a
you.
suit or
Thank
something,
you.
then they just, yeah, they'll be all over you. So that's all you gotta
Okay.
do. Get you one of them.
All right, all right. I have to go look for AI conferences. AI conferences. Gotcha. Yeah. Do that one? Do they have that? They probably might have it in Tampa
Yeah,
because
AI or no, it's fintech. It's listen, it's
fintech.
fintech. FINTECH. Yeah.
Got it. Fintech
Make sure you
conference.
look for that because there's a lot of AI stuff going on, and they only drifting towards that fintech because they can make money from it.
Okay. And a businessman who has money is gonna go for the easy way out to make money. They go where the money is. I got it.
Most definitely. Hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look into. Thank you for that, Mama.
Anybody that make money gonna stay around money because they gonna continue to make money. I mean, it's obvious. Somebody got a bunch of money can't hang around somebody broke because they gonna have to take their ass everywhere they go. They can't do it, so they gotta be in areas and places where other people got money. They don't be flocking around these people that ain't got a dollar. That's why you don't see them on TikTok. You think
Right.
somebody with $1 million finna log on TikTok and stay on this bitch 8 hours? No, they got other shit to do.
And they talk
That
about
makes a lot more money.
I'm a billionaire. I got all these businesses. I got all these businesses. I'm like, you all these businesses. Why
Man,
you always
you
talking about?
got LLCs that don't make no goddamn money. That's what you got to be hollering about. I got 10 businesses. Well, they don't make $1 because you own this motherfucker all day. So I know they don't make none. The businesses don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got
But
influence. You are your CEO. Even CEOs are not even sitting on the damn internet. They're trying to figure out how they can make
hell no, they can't.
Yes.
They can't sit on that. Now, they can take flights and trips and do meetings and all that, but they're going to have to get out this social media to go do it and make that little money. So, no, they ain't going to be able to do all that. I used to work with them because I was a project manager for corporate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was the lead PMO. And I used to run out of IT projects. So, I had to, like correspond and update and send all they stuff to the VPs and the presidents and CEOs and shit. Try their lifestyle is totally different.
It
It's totally
is.
different. And they ain't
It
got
is.
time for all that nonsense.
And I wonder, do these men on TikTok think that we believe them when they sit there
Hell,
and
I
boast
guess
about
they
how much
do.
money they got?
But it's so many women that do believe them. They don't give a
Yeah,
damn whether we do or not. They got about 10 more.
that's true. That's real. That's
Now
real
that's like,
true.
oh my God, let me follow him. Let me get in his inbox. While I'm saying this nigga is lying because you ain't got a pot to piss in that I wanted to throw out. I'm sorry.
Because I guess when, like you say, like when you've been around men who have money like that, you can smell them a mile away if they have it or they don't have it. But if you never been around
Girl.
a man with money, then you're not gonna know. So they can sit there and tell you everything they want because you're not gonna realize that they're just talking shit. You just believe in the shit, the bullshit that comes out their damn
No.
mouth. You know,
No.
so they be
And
doing something.
I know one thing. Something else I noticed walking out the door. Men with money are humble. They really humble, whether you realize it or not. Most of them are humble because if they not, they're gonna lose it all. So if
Right.
they arrogant and boastful and all of that, they probably ain't gonna keep it long, or they're gonna be in a bad position sooner or later. But the ones that keep it, they humble. They help other people most of the time,
That's
so they
true.
don't have no problems.
No, you absolutely right. Because that's like when people say like, oh, I'm from the South Side of Chicago and I'm rough and I'm tough, and it's like but you on the internet. Usually, people who are gangsters are not the ones on the internet telling that people that they're gangsters. They move in silence. They don't let everybody know what they're doing. So if you bragging about stuff,
I
obviously
am not. Yeah,
you're
if
not
I'm a
what.
gangster, I am not gonna tell them how to catch
Right.
me. So I'm not gonna announce on the fucking internet what I'm gonna do.
Right. Exactly. That's like, and that's rule number 101. Like, come on now. You should know you don't never talk about what your business is. Because especially on the internet, especially on the internet. That's why I be so scared. Even to I see people like once I go to work and I'm about to sign off in a little bit. But it's like even me having a job, I'll be scared to be on the internet with my job. I mean, there's so many damn things that you gotta sign for your job to say about you gotta protect your job and make sure you don't say where you work and make sure that I'm always scared of telling people where I don't want to tell nobody where I work because it's like businesses take that seriously. I represent my brand. I represent my business. I can't be on the internet acting a certain type of way And because I was supposed to represent my job. And so when I see people, good morning, Charles. When I see people doing that, I'm like, aren't you scared that your job is going to find out? Like, I need my job. I ain't gonna get because that happened to me one time. This was back in the Facebook days. I worked in a school. I worked in a school when I was in Georgia, and I just posted something on my Facebook like I feel like I work. I feel like the teachers at my job are younger or behave younger than the actual children that I teach. And don't you know they did pull me in the office for that? And it was just like, ma'am, you can't. And I'm like, I didn't say exactly where I worked. I just said that the teachers, and they were like, yeah, you can't do that. And I was like, wow. So they wrote me up because of that. So ever since then, I'm like, I'm very careful what I say or what I do, or because I do not need to lose my job. I need my job. I ain't trying to lose my job because of social media. She's busy running around, Tanya, but she says hello.
Girl, I work. Oh, hey Tanya, I worked for AT&T 22 years. The whole 22 years, honey, I couldn't even say their damn name.
Right.
I can't,
Right.
not on social media. And of course, they had MySpace and all of that. We had to sign, um,
To sign
disclosures
papers,
saying that you
right?
couldn't put certain stuff on the social media and all that kind of mess. Because, I mean, once you get into management, it's worse because they're going to follow you and they're going to check your shit. Now, the people that's employees might get away with it because they ain't that important. They're just an
Mhm.
employee. They don't think that their impact is as bad as long as they're not doing nothing illegal or crazy or wild. It's okay. But then when you get to the corporate level, it's like you representing the company. So if they find any little thing on there, oh, they finna get you. And they ain't
They,
gotta even have a reason to do it.
nope.
So yeah, I
Because you
guess,
sign those
but I
paperwork, you
guess
gotta
them
take those
people
little courses and stuff like that. Thank you, Crystal, for
and them
joining
same
me.
people that you talking about that will cut up and do all of that and don't think about it, them the same ones ain't got no job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, right. This is what Tanya's saying too. Even the taking the pictures. Like, when I used to work for Bank of America, like I post my pictures now of me doing things with Bank of America, but I know that I don't work for the Bank of America no more. So I could go ahead and post the pictures because I know I don't work for them no more. But I made sure that if I was taking a picture, I didn't have no logo around. I didn't have nothing that showed that I was working for Bank of America because I didn't want to get myself. Like I said, I
Yep,
need my job. I need my job. I ain't trying to lose it. It's
yep.
like
And
those
when I
people.
was,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, I was saying, I know. It's like when you go to Walmart and you see people like scanning and they'll like they'll steal like a thing a toothbrush or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not about to go to jail for a toothbrush because I stole a toothbrush because I didn't want to pay 99 cents for a toothbrush. Like I think of these things. I'm not gonna be posted up on as soon as I go to Walmart. You see my picture talking about she a thief. For a fucking if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go all out. I'm not gonna go out for just a little for some bullshit. And that's like same thing. If I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna lose my job for a real reason, not for because I was on social media bragging about my job or had a picture of it. Good morning,
Absolutely
gorgeous
not. If I
Tanya.
lose my job, I'm
Good
gonna lose
morning.
my job because I hit a lick for
Right,
$1 million.
exactly.
Because baby, I ain't doing it for nothing like that. A damn toothbrush? Absolutely not. No, thank you. Hey
It's not
Tanya.
worth it.
Hey,
It's
hey,
definitely not
hey.
worth
No,
it.
ma'am.
Good morning, gorgeous Tanya. Tanya, when's the wedding?
Hold on, just a second. What's what?
When's the wedding?
When is the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to be June the 4th.
Oh, that's beautiful, Tanya.
Yay!
Congratulations. Congratulations,
Thank
Tanya.
you. Yeah,
Oh, that makes my heart so happy. That makes my heart so happy for
I'm
you.
not even having a wedding or anything like
Me
that. I just
too.
really want to just go. I've had a wedding before. I've had a huge wedding before. I don't care to have a wedding. We're just gonna go to the Justice of Peace and do it on this
Okay.
Thursday and get it over with.
That's fine. That's fine. Why waste the money on a wedding when you can
Yeah.
waste that spending it on each other and doing things for each other?
Exactly. So we're going to have like a honeymoon and we're going to have like a reception afterwards on that weekend, but nothing, no big fancy wedding.
That's okay because you guys are together. You guys found each other, so that's all that matters.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love watching your videos together. You guys look so happy and together. I love that. I really do love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You welcome, my love. You welcome. So we was the question of the day. And I know probably my money didn't get to answer because me and my mom could talk for hours. But the question of the day was the best birthday you ever had.
The best birthday that I've ever had.
Yes.
You know what? I would have to say last year because that's the only one that I've really just celebrated. My birthday is a week before Christmas, so I never really
Okay.
celebrated birthdays. And then when I had kids, I had my daughter 4 days before my birthday, so I'm gonna celebrate
Yeah.
hers. And then
Right.
last year I was actually celebrated, so
Okay. That's nice. So what did you do?
I actually went. I spent the day with Polo. He did everything. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh, I love that.
he did
I
everything.
love that you found your person. I love that. And so he made it all about you for your birthday.
He did. Yeah,
I
he
love
did.
that.
I can't
Uh,
lie. He took me out and spoiled me, so it was good. It was nice. It was the best one thus far. I hope that all the rest of them gets better.
it will. It definitely will because that's the type of person that he is, right? So it only can get better. Now, if somebody pretends to be that way, you would know a mile away if they only just doing it for a reason. But obviously, he's doing it for more than a season. He's doing it for a lifetime.
For sure.
So I love that. Oh, I love that, Tanya. Do you feel like because you are just like how me and Mama Money are, and I can't stand the when they say that we're aggressive women, right?
Right.
So I'm pretty sure Polo puts you in your feminine energy, right?
Both. And it takes me right the hell out of it too.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm still tough ass. I really am. I'm still like it's like it just depends on what it is. I'm very soft when I have a man, extremely soft.
Me too.
Extremely soft when I have a man. I think honestly that I've always been soft. My mom talked about that. She was like, "You always have." I've always had a kind heart, and I'm very, very soft when it comes to certain things. When it comes to being placed in a role to where I have to be that hard
Hmm.
type of person,
Right.
then that's just what I do. I play that role good. I'm a single mother, so
Right.
and I'm not no soft single mother either. So it just depends. A man gonna make a woman soft anyway if she care about him.
I completely agree because I was talking to somebody earlier because all these people like to say that I like to be aggressive, that I like to be in control, and I'm like, no, I really don't like to. I just have to be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I have to be because I am single, because I'm in a single mom. I have to
Exactly.
be aggressive. I have to be strong. I have to be.
Right.
I don't want to be that
I
way.
always tell people that I was forced to be a single mother. It wasn't nothing I signed up for. I didn't sign up to be no. I never thought that I would have kids and have to raise them by myself. I never ever signed up for that role. And then, of course, the circumstances make you tough too, because I do have a child with special needs.
Right.
It's not for the weak. I promise you,
It's
it's not
not.
for the
It's
weak,
not.
and it makes you stronger. And
Yep.
because you got to deal with so much. My son, literally, I have to do everything for him. He's nonverbal. He can't walk, and I have to do everything: change him, feed him, take
That's a
his
lot.
bath. I got to do everything. So
Hmm.
if I was weak, baby, I'd been folded. I would have been had him in a nursing home or something. But
Right.
you have to be strong.
You don't
Certain
have a choice,
circumstances
and
require
that's not
you.
something that you automatically. Because a lot of times, those, some of these I like to call them cavemen. Some of these cavemen will sit around and say, "I want a woman that was raised to be a wife and was raised to be a mother." And I'm like, you don't never know what it's gonna be because every child is different. So you don't know. You don't not automatically. How can you be raised to know how to take care of a special needs child if you never had a special needs child before?
Right. Exactly. That's true.
It
That's
just
true.
takes a lot of patience and a lot of patience, a lot of patience. And so I mean, my oldest is special needs. He's not extreme as like good morning, Nick.
He's
As
on the spectrum.
Yeah, he's just learning disabled. So he was born with a hole in his heart. And so
Mhm.
he was delayed in everything. So by the time, and he couldn't see, but we didn't realize that he was almost legally blind. We never knew that because they were so busy worrying about his heart. They
Mhm.
didn't really care. They didn't notice that his eyes didn't work. So after he had open heart surgery when he was 2, that's when I started noticing his eyes started getting crooked. So when I took him to finally when they checked that out, they're like, yeah, he can't see. And I'm like, so a lot of his delays is because he wasn't able to actually see, learn languages, learn movements, learn because he wasn't able
Right.
to see. So that delayed him a lot. So
Right.
so that was a lot. That was challenging for me. Not, oh, but honestly, it really wasn't that challenging. Only because at that time I was working in a school district with a child who had Asperger's, and again, that back then that was like a whole big new beginning. So everybody didn't know what being on the spectrum was, or being, you just was in one category. You were autistic. That was it. There was no spectrum. It was just that you were autistic. And the
Right.
mom, I saw how, because he would had Asperger's, he was very so intelligent, but he didn't have the social skills. So I was like the person in charge. Good morning, Casueco. I was in charge of making sure that his mom was like, no, he's going to be in a regular classroom. But again, he didn't know how to handle the other children around him. So I was pretty much like the bodyguard. And I had to learn not to take it personal. I was like, listen, he's angry. He just doesn't know how to express himself because he
Of
doesn't have
course.
those social skills.
Very
So
true.
right. So by dealing with that, that's what taught me how to deal with my special needs child, especially as being a parent, being their advocate, knowing what their legal rights are,
Right.
because his child's mother was like, no, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going
Right.
to be. So
Okay.
you don't learn that by your mother raising you that way, though.
That's true. You don't. And I mean, and then even being in a household with a couple or with a two-parent household, that don't mean that you're gonna learn how to be a wife.
Right. Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, like back, I know a lot of people always talk about, oh, I wish I was like my grandparents. They stayed together. They had no choice. Women couldn't work,
Right.
and the men were very
They don't
abusive.
get that,
So
though.
you really
They
believe
don't.
that if they
I
had a
mean, she
choice?
chose to do that, right?
Exactly right. Do you think that if the woman had a choice and honestly wasn't, I mean, seriously, because my papa's a Rolling Stone. My grandfather got 22 kids. Do you really believe that women would stand for that mess if they had rights back then? They didn't have any rights back then.
Wow. And and that wasn't that long ago either. Because sometimes when we
No.
think about it, we think about like the 1920s or something. Like that
Right.
was just my mother was got my mother's 83 years old, and that was the mentality that she grew up in. So that wasn't that long ago.
And
We
don't
seem
get
like
me
that was
wrong.
so a while ago, but that we just really just got our rights to get up and be able to go to work and have be independent, and that's just recent stuff. So why do these men feel like we need to go back to those days because they
Right.
had it easier?
Exactly. And nobody can teach you how to be in your relationship. What works for you may not work for the next person. So honestly, for me, I just go with the flow. It's like you can't. I'm not gonna read no book to tell me how the hell to work out my relationship. I'm not gonna go to no pastor that's committing adultery so that he
Right.
can pray for me about my relationship when his relationship falling apart. I just it's all
Or
about those.
even on TikTok land too, right? Like on TikTok land, you will see all these married men over here trying to teach men how to be teach women how to be what a woman just needs to listen. Woman just needs to listen. And I'm like, you need to get your ass out this damn app and go be with your
Right.
wife.
Yeah. Yes. My grandfather and my grandmother, they have 22 kids together. It's not separate. My grandfather wasn't a Rolling
Babies.
Stone. My daddy is. My daddy has 21 kids, but I don't know how many different women.
That's a lot of kids, Tanya.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of humans. Not even children, because they grow up. So that's a lot of humans to be walking around in. And again, I don't think they did it because of I'm thinking about the future about what's the responsibilities of doing it. We're just I don't hate to say laying pipe, but we're just laying pipe.
Just trying to have a good time.
We're just trying to have a good time. We're not thinking about the consequence, not the consequence, but we're not thinking about having 22 kids later. And like, oh damn, I had 22
You
kids.
know,
That,
back
I'm
then
pretty
that
sure
was
that wasn't
very,
the goal.
very common for people. Have a lot of kids.
Absolutely, it is. Well, even Charles got 8 kids. So even Charles know what it is to just keep on populating the world. Right, exactly. Definitely population and numbers, and I don't think
And
that
you're
children.
supposed to multiply and be fruitful. You did exactly
That's
what you're
yeah.
supposed to do, honey. You contributed to this world just like I did too. I
But you
got
know
my
what? And
share.
I noticed that a lot. That they always make especially with the laws that are going around, they make it seem like the overpopulation is such a big deal. But I don't think people are not having 12 kids, 22 kids anymore. There's people in their 30s and 40s, especially men that I've met on this app. They could be 50 years old and not have one kid, and I'm like, so I don't think people are populating the world the way that they were populating the world before.
Well, hell, it's too expensive now.
Right.
Jeez.
It's too expensive, and so both parents have to work. So now you got to find childcare to take
And
care of
out
the
there
baby, and that's
is
expensive.
expensive. Yes, it's too expensive. It is far, honey. Listen, baby, this little one here, she's blessed. Let's say that because the first three, honey, they came when in my younger age, and
Right.
yeah, she gets to get whatever she wants, and I mean anything because the other three are grown. So yeah, but the other
Yeah.
one.
You like Mama Money starting all over again. No, that's good. I mean, I'm at the age I was telling my money because every time, like, she says she's busy running around doing because our kids are off of school this week, so I know they're up and they're being loud. And she said that she's so immune to the noise, and because every time she puts herself off mute and I hear the noise, I'm like, oh, I miss that noise. I miss hearing kids run around and screaming and yelling and all that other stuff. And she's like, usually she's like, you could have them. I'm like, I wouldn't want them forever, but I would definitely take them for a day and have that loud noise.
Girl, when my daughter is gone, I'll be cheering up in here. I'm doing cartwheels. I'm loving the peace and quiet. And it's just one of her. I realize she's very bored and she really do need a playmate, but baby, no, I'm good.
Does your man have a baby? Does he have kids?
She does.
He does. Okay. Are they grown or they younger, like yours?
They're older.
Okay. So what he want? Does he want children with
Baby,
you?
for what?
Oh, she went off. Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't do it again. But now it's even better so that you can go ahead and spend time with him alone. You can have your time and get to know each other. That's probably why it works so good for you guys. Is because you guys are spending time together versus
Yeah,
worrying about.
he has six. I have four. That's enough, honey.
That
That's
is a
enough.
lot. That is.
That's
That is.
enough. And keep in mind that it's the grown kids that cost the most. They have bigger problems that cost bigger money, you know? So it's, yeah, we good. We good. We
Uh,
good.
we're good on that. No, I get it
Yeah.
because when I got married when I was 32 years old. My husband was 30, and we were married for 15 years. We didn't have any kids. I'm so grateful that we didn't have no kids together because then I would have never been able to get rid of his ass. But it was just like I was good by the time. I was like, yeah, I'm good on kids, and he was like, yeah, I'm well, honestly, if I got pregnant, I would have probably had a whole bunch of kids, but we wasn't having sex. That's a whole different story. But it's like I'm glad that now I could. That's why I wouldn't date a younger man because, or a man who didn't have any children because it's like I would want them to have children. I don't want to hold them back from having children. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
do that. Right, so I wouldn't ever date a younger man. But like you said, your guy is already been there, done that, so he's not looking for that.
Yeah.
He just wants to spend his time with you. I love
He don't
that.
mind having another baby, but yeah, this body don't want one. Not this body.
Yeah.
I
Next thing
got
you're
this
gonna
little
talk
one.
about you having a baby. You better be quiet, Tanya.
He said what?
The next thing you're
Adrian.
gonna be talking about, yeah, having a baby.
No, 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 no. Let me just say this to you because I'm not the type of person. I don't believe in abortions or anything like that. So if it was to happen, I would not be against it. But as far as you asking me, saying, do I want one? It's hell to the no, I don't. My daughter's 9, okay? My other ones are 29, 28, and 26.
Okay, yeah, that's a big
That's
difference.
yeah. Yeah.
That's a
So
And then too, I think you also forget, right? So because mine are 10 years apart from each other too, and I forgot. So I was like, you forget, you forget what it's like, all the responsibility of it. You get that little baby fever and stuff like that, but it's like, yeah, I ain't doing this shit.
you forget all about that crying, no sleeps, and
Yeah.
all that. I know one time me and my daughter got out the car. We walked smooth into Walmart, and my daughter said, "Mama, you forgetting something, or shall I say someone?" And I said, "Who?" And she said, "Your baby, Mama." I was like, I just really walked out the car and forgot that I had a baby back in the back seat. I was like, "Damn, I did just have a child, didn't I?" Hello, how you doing?
It's true.
You a
Hey,
lie.
Charles. Adrian.
No, you a lie. Ain't having no 4 more. That's a lie.
Auntie Adrian.
Yeah, yes.
Auntie Adrian.
I could be
You know
Auntie
why I'm
Adrian.
calling you Auntie Adrian? Because
Yes.
you taught this little sucker to get up. Because they was asleep. And you tell myself, I know she up running
Yes.
around with them. I was saying to myself, no, the hell I'm not. They sleep. I hope they stay asleep. Soon as you said that, she get up, opening the doors, coming through here, busting in the doors and shit. It's your fault. It's
Sorry.
your fault. She was asleep. I thought I was free. I would roam around here. I ain't have no problems. And here you go talking them up, and here she come.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. Well, you know what you can do
Yeah.
next break, spring break. You bring them to Auntie Adrian, and I will take them to Disneyland, Disney World. I'll take them all those places. I'll do all
And,
that.
and and you know, Polo make twins. He got two sets of twins. Like I'd be scared like a motherfucker.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I went. Good morning, Charles. Good morning,
Good
baby.
morning, ladies. How is everybody?
We're doing
Doing
good.
great.
We're doing
How are
amazing.
you?
Charles.
And in reference to me populating the earth, I'm not a quitter, so my pullout game is non-existent.
Oh Lord.
He said he not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter.
No, we don't like quitters over here. We don't like quitters over here.
Right.
Would you have
Well,
another baby, Charles?
no,
Though.
I'm well past done.
What's
8
that
is enough
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, that's it.
I
That's what I'm saying.
I have
If anybody want to know, none of my children were ever playing. Neither one of
right?
them. And then they just act like they upset when I tell them, I was not playing. I was really just trying to have a good time.
Right, exactly. Me too.
so
Me too.
the 3 that I had with my first wife were playing. The 3 that I had with my second wife were playing. But my very first 2 were not. And that was before marriage. So, yeah. One I didn't even know about.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah. Well, no, because, so that story is very simple and really short and to the point. Her dad and I did not see eye to eye on how he used his hands on the women in his family.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that confrontation or conversation ended up with him wrapped up inside the back end of an old VW Bug.
Oh,
But that's a
Lord.
whole different
That's
conversation.
small.
But yeah, it wasn't pretty, and he was a man who was 6'5" and
Ooh, and a
360
little
pounds.
bug. Have you
But
ever had?
yeah,
Not to sidetrack. My first experience with sex was in a little buggy. It was at the drive-in. It was at the drive-in, and we
hey,
was in a
listen,
little buggy.
that driver's seat has a pretty good amount of room, believe it or not. I'm just saying. But I digress from that.
I know
So
that was
that's
me. I'm
why.
sorry.
So her dad. So her dad forced her to conceal the pregnancy, so I didn't know anything about it until about 6 years ago when I got to meet him,
Oh wow! So
and that
how
was
old
pretty
is the
cool.
child now?
All right, y'all. I'm going to the comments,
Uh,
honey. Work
say that
time.
again.
I'm
Y'all
sorry.
take
Say that
care.
again, Charles.
Have a
How?
good day.
Tanya, have an amazing day. I'm about to go to work in a little bit, or sign
Thank
into
you.
work in a little bit. Anyway, I'm so glad I was able to have a conversation. We haven't had a conversation with you in a long time, so I'm
See you
excited.
later, Tanya.
All right. Y'all take
Have a good
care.
day.
And
Thank you,
happy
beautiful.
Monday. I'm so sorry. Happy Monday to everyone.
Happy Monday! Yes, Monday.
Good.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Thank you.
No, you did not say I'm still good. I need 4 more. Hell no.
That's what he said. He said, I need 4 more. I'm like, I don't know,
Like,
baby. It's,
Well, he
it's
needs 4
easy.
more.
It's
Okay.
easy for a
Hell
man
no.
to say that.
all the
Yeah.
time.
I don't know.
It's easy. Easy
No, I
for a
don't need
man to
4
say that
more.
because, honey, it feel good coming out of y'all. It feel bad coming out of
That's a fact.
Good morning, Miss Shay.
Never,
I know
and
that's
I'm
right,
assuming
Tanya.
you've
They
never
know
watched
not to
that
ask
shit
me.
either.
I ain't having no
Right.
more. It's
Right.
over.
Mm.
And
Like you
I'm
said, it's
assuming you've
easier
never
for the man
watched
to
it
say it.
happen either, because if you watched it happen, he'd understand that it ain't.
Right.
It ain't. I mean,
Jeez, it ain't
listen.
pretty
They
at
say that
all.
until that child support hit them in their ass, and then they be like, "Oh,
Yeah. Listen, I
I
had
gotta pay $50 a month for child support."
my first 3 with my first wife. Of course, I had the 2 outside of marriage, but a long time ago. But my first 3 with my first wife, and then for some odd reason, I decided to marry a woman who was 15 years younger than I was, and
You want to
then
make
all over. So yeah, that's what I did, and
All right,
I
well, you
learned.
already know that. No more. The woman that you're with now, does she have children?
Yes, she does.
Okay, so she's done too. She don't want no
Yeah,
more kids.
she's done too. I'm done, and her kids are it's about the same ages, a little older than my 2 oldest ones here. Yeah,
Okay,
so.
all right.
And
So she's
my 3
yeah, but
younger
she don't
ones,
want it.
my 3 young ones, they live with their mom full time anyway. So
Okay.
it's not where I
Well,
have them all.
how old is your youngest child, Charles?
So my daughter's about to be 10.
Oh, that's young.
My
Okay.
son is about to be 8, and my other son is about to be 7.
So you got little ones in there. Hey,
They're pretty little.
Oh Lord, I don't know. You know what? I give it to you, and I want to say older people because you guys are not old. But you guys are older to have these 40. I mean, you guys are in your 40s in order to have these little 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds. I
Well,
couldn't fucking.
I wasn't thinking that way when I was,
Yes,
you
you
know,
are.
the age that I would be at when they're 18 type of thing, when I was getting married to the girl who was 15 years younger than I was. And I just was, and yeah. But anyway, we'll go into that conversation. But yeah, I did that.
Who's
You
this?
know.
I don't know who this. Hold on a second.
So,
Thank you for cleaning my goal. Sorry, somebody was calling me. I didn't hear what you said, Charles. Somebody was calling me.
no, I was just saying, it was a different that's a different conversation why I started over with someone who was 15 years younger than me. But I also learned
You don't
I
think
also
so?
learned the fact of not dating that young either. So the gal that I'm speaking with is only 2 years younger than me. So
Well, that's not young. Yeah, that's not that much younger.
no,
But that's and so is that it? And well, I mean, did you specifically when you started dating again? Did you like you already knew that you didn't want to date somebody that was younger?
yes, not
Yeah,
that much younger. Absolutely. So my age range north and south is about 5 years north and south of me. So that's about it.
that's a
You know.
that's a good range. That's a good range. Now, do you think that the reason, like, I meet a lot of 50-year-old men and who don't have children, and they always ask me, can I still have children? And I'm like, you need to go younger. Like, for somebody that's in their 30, 25, 30-year old, even though I know you 50, but ain't no woman of my age to
35.
have a baby.
I would say if you're 50 and you still want to have children, go with somebody who's like 35. Because
Right,
they still have prime years to be able to have children, but it's not as much of an age gap
right.
as like somebody who's 30 or 25,
Yeah, but they be thinking
But
that they're gonna make a 50-year-old woman sit there have a baby. No, thank you.
oh yeah, no. And I
I
will
am
say
good on
this,
that.
and here lies the issue, right? She was 15 years younger than I was, so it was her mindset.
Come on,
She
Nina.
battled me in the house just like she would battle her dad.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah,
And it's like, I'm not your dad. Stop treating me like I'm your dad. I'm your partner. We're a team here.
but why
But
would you be battling your dad anyway? So obviously she didn't even have any what because usually you listen to your daddy, not
listen, if
argue with your
you,
daddy.
let me just put it this way: her dad was a narcissist, uh, woman beater. We'll just say it that way. I'm just going to say it out loud,
Right.
and we'll just say that she was exhibiting
So she
traits
thought
of.
all men were like that. So
Well,
she didn't have no respect for men.
yeah, and she did the same thing. She was doing the same thing, trying to be. Well, she started doing the same thing to me
Right, of
because she
course. So
started
that's all
being
that she
like her
knew.
dad. So
Right.
that's why part of the reason why we did divorce. But I'm just saying, and don't get me wrong, I did things too. I wasn't, I was perfect, but I'm just saying that, I'm not going to get my hands raised on me, and I'm not going to raise hands on somebody else. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, no, well, that should be a given, right? Honestly, no, that shouldn't even be a conversation that people should even have with each other. But unfortunately, that's why I always like to, I always talk about you need to know somebody's family history because
Yeah.
it's generational curses are definitely real, and how you was raised is how you are, and it's really kind of hard to get rid of those bad habits or those bad ways of thinking.
Yeah, it is, and I just, yeah, that's why I say there's a lot of things the reason why we didn't stay together, but I will never date someone that's that young again. That's for damn sure. I just won't.
I understand. Let me ask also the question of the day because I do got to sign into work today and since you up here, and I think you did mention it in the comments real quick. But what was the best birthday you ever had?
The best birthday I ever had was the last time I had all of my kids in the same house.
That's what you said. I
But
love that.
I reserve the right to say this though. I will have an even better birthday because now I have all of my children, and I know I found both my two older children, as one was lost to the state, and one I never knew
Wow.
about. So
Right.
now that I have all of my children back, that birthday that I have all of them together in one house will be an amazing day.
I love that. What, Charles? What is your birthday? I don't know if I've ever asked you. What's your sign?
January 25th, I'm an Aquarius.
Yeah. Oh, well, you and these fucking
What was that
Aquariuses.
horrible sound that you just made? What in the world?
I just seem to know a lot of Aquariuses for some reason. I don't know. It's like every time I ask somebody what their sign is, it's always an Aquarius.
Well, what's wrong with Aquariuses? You must get along with Aquariuses then. I'm just saying.
I do get along with Aquariuses because
So
I do get along with Aquariuses. Except for you. I mean, except for
yeah,
women.
so it's Aquarius. Aquarius women are the best.
They
The
are.
men, I don't know what to tell you, Adrian. They have
Wait,
babies like water.
Yeah.
Charles has
wait.
got 8. My ex-husband has got 7, and he's an Aquarius too. So them Aquarius men have
They're
football
charmers.
teams and basketball teams and
Yeah.
shit.
Listen, I'm
So
just
you
not
have
a
to be
quitter.
careful with them. They have plenty of babies. That's all I can tell you.
No, so
Mommy,
no,
money,
Be careful. Stay
listen,
away
I'm
from
just
the
not.
men.
my ex-husband was an Aquarius too. That's the reason why I was like, ugh.
Wait a minute, mommy money. That's not fair. I'm just not a quitter though, so that's why
Now
my
see here.
opponent is non-existent. So I'm not a quitter though.
You know what it is? Aquarius men are charmers. They're charmers. They know how to have conversations. Then they're a people person. I mean, even though they don't like people, but they know how to be around people. You know, like they know how they don't automatically
Yes,
go
they
out
don't
there,
like
but when
people.
they're
That
out
is
there,
very
they know
true.
how to have a conversation. They're people. I honestly kind of say people
Yeah.
pleasers, but they're really not. But you like people. You're people. So you know, I said you'd rather be by yourself. So yes, and when you're
I like
Most
people.
charmers are liars. Most charmers are liars.
Wait a
sorry,
minute.
not you, Charles.
Hold
Not
on.
you.
Have you ever seen me be a charmer that would be a liar? Okay, you've been around me long enough that you
So
can
it's the
tell
nice.
who
So we're saying it the nice way. Charmer is a nice way of saying a liar. Not you, Charles. Not you.
Well, I
Hey,
guess I'm not
hold
a
it down for a
charmer.
minute. I gotta go to the
That's one thing I
bathroom.
don't do. Okie dokie. I can't believe you would tag me as as a charmer being a liar. I'm not really a charmer though. I don't really do
No,
that.
Charles, I didn't say you. I just said charmers are normally liars.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say you.
I will admit that I'm not really.
No.
I don't really see myself as a charmer because I mean I am a romantic more than I would ever be a charmer though. Because charmers, I think, is all up front and more of a face type of thing. Does that make sense? And being a romantic would be different, where you can actually enjoy building romance for your partner and things like that. You know, so I definitely can see the difference. If that makes sense.
I'm here with you. I'm back.
It does. Stay a romantic and not a charmer, please.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
I absolutely will. I do enjoy being a romantic. I'm a simple man who talks simple. I'm not really a big fancy word guy, but I will be a romantic.
Oh, I see you being a romantic too,
So
Charles. I
like
do see.
the young lady that I'm speaking with, I'll send her jazz to calm her day, and I will sing her a song for her that she wants me to record on the tablet for her and stuff like that. And you know, I like even though she's up there and she's busy, I'll send her a picture of her favorite flowers. You know, just to randomly. So
It's very
I am
thoughtful. It's very thoughtful.
more of a romantic than I would be a charmer, though. Yeah.
Were you okay? So okay, that's a better word than charmer.
Well, no, because what I was saying is I see what she's talking about. See, charmers are I see charmers as the people who do it as a face, right, and right up front, and they're really good with words, right. So that to me would be a charmer. But being a romantic, I'm different. I'm not that face thing. I don't have, I'm a simple man. It is what it is. I'm here,
Okay,
you know.
There he is.
But I'm not fancy with words.
You're not. I don't know. I think you are. I mean, you might. I mean, I think you are because I think that you think about what you say before you say it.
I do that, yes.
Yes. So I mean, that's what you don't always have to use. Honestly, when people use big words, they confuse me anyway. I'm like, huh? What the fuck does that mean?
But charmers are the ones who are very good with words.
Yes, I think, and I
So,
don't think it necessarily means like a big word. I just think that you just know how to put your words together so it could sound good. Like
yeah.
like talking with authority. When you say something, you believe it. I don't think it has to be a big word. Usually, when the people use big words, I'm like, you don't even know what you're saying. Spell it. Always tell people, spell it. Spell it.
Yeah, spell it or tell me what the meaning of that word is. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I love that. I love when they like to use these big words, and I'm like, you don't even know how to spell that word. You're gonna sit there, but they think that because they say these big words, that it makes them sound educated. But it's like not really. If you don't really know what it means, if you don't know what the definition is.
Or you use the new definition versus the old definition of what it originally actually is, what the Webster Dictionary definition is. Yeah, I agree.
And that's why I like to Google words. I mean, I never used to do it before, but I started recently, the last year or two, start Googling words to actually know what the meanings of words are instead of what I thought it meant. And it's a lot. There's a lot of words that I thought I knew what it meant, and it doesn't mean that.
Yep, that's very true.
I know.
Very true.
Yeah. So I definitely have learned that. That's why it's always good to learn new
Yeah,
things.
the
But
world
okay,
has changed the English language quite a bit.
right. I mean, that's the best part about it, not knowing everything. We don't need to know everything. Just take it day
Absolutely.
by day. Every day is a new day, especially when I'm waking up this morning and I see that sun rising and I hear the birds singing to me. I know it's a new day.
They are very loud in the background.
You hear them, right?
I do hear it.
I love listening to birds early in the morning. I love it. It's usually crickets. I'm surprised I haven't happened. Well, crickets usually come at nighttime, right? The crickets.
Yeah, the crickets are at night. And it's 25 degrees out here. There ain't nobody's bird
Oh
singing this morning.
Lord. The high is going to be 89, I think, today.
No, I think the high today is going to be 35.
Ooh, that 35. I'm so glad I do not live in the cold weather anymore. I don't think I could do 35 anymore. That is not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like, you have to deal with it. All right, well, let me, I have to sign into work. I have to get into this paper. You guys have an amazing day today. Let me take off. I hate when I have
Have a
people
good day.
have these background screens because it makes my face look all distorted. You guys have an amazing day today. Thank you so much for joining me, Mama Money. Thank you so much as always. Oh, you got my heart. You have my heart. You always gonna be my Valentine. Charles, thank you so much for being just the manly man that you are. I think you was a manly man. You was a man. So thank you so much. Everybody, Miss Brenda, you have an amazing day. You take care of your grandbaby.
Okay. I love you, Valentine. I'm sorry I'm in the shower.
Thank you.
I gotta speak quick. Have a good day.
She's in the shower.
You're in the shower, right? I'm in the shower. Let me go.
Listen,
Well, you enjoy your shower.
multitasking. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's what us
Multitasking.
great people do.
Freaking
We
well done.
multitask. I'm pretty sure everybody, Miss Brenda's probably in the comments, multitasking as well. I think a lot of us multitask. So, I mean, that's what makes us great people, right? So, you guys have an amazing day. I will see you back in the
That's
morning on Thursday morning. I'll be back live so that we can have these great conversations. I needed this little break. I needed a break today. Sometimes I just be overwhelmed with TikTok. I don't know how people do this all the time for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. It's a lot. It's a lot. So thank you so much for an easy
I
live.
don't
Thank you for an easy live. I appreciate you, great,
Yeah,
amazing people.
hang out for a minute. Good morning.
You have a great morning as
Have a
well.
good day.
Thank you, baby. I love y'all. You guys have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Bye.
You bet. Have a good day, mommy.